Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video. And this is a paid request from Christmas? From Al about the movie Our Christmas. I'll leave that in there because it's my screw up. But Al, sorry for the wait on this, sent in a request for Our Christmas. Thank you so much for that. Again, sorry for the wait. Try and get these out to people as soon as possible. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, PayPal's usually the best bet. I do have a Patreon and CashApp for those interested, but PayPal's usually the best bet. It could be any type of movie review, re-review, topic reaction, commentary, whatever the case may be, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And yeah, like I said, this is for Our Christmas, Learn How to Talk, which is an Abel Ferrara film. Now, Abel Ferrara, he's made a couple films I like. Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel, Teen of New York with Christopher Walken. His version of The Body Snatchers from the 90s is my favorite version of that. I like the military base backdrop. It was cool to see people like Forrest Whitaker in it. I think Dermot Mulroney was in that, I believe. Is it Meg Tilly? We don't go. We don't run. We don't hide. Nowhere. Just no one like you left. That's still, I still enjoy that. So this is an Abel Ferrara film I had never heard of before. And it stars a couple people who was in The Sopranos. Drea de Matteo, she was, what's his name? There's a guy in The Sopranos who always kept screwing up who worked for Tony. His girlfriend / fiance is this lady. And then there's Lilo Brancato Jr., which I think he was in A Bronze Tale, and he was in a couple bits of the Sopranos. They play a couple. They kind of have this lifestyle where it seems like they're upper echelon people. Their daughter goes to private school. They're watching her at the school play. Seems like they have this very nice place, and they want to get their daughter this newest toy called Party Girl Doll, and they haven't found one yet. And you see that this family cares for each other. Like Drea de Matteo and Lilo Brancato Jr., they two care for each other. The guy's a good dad, loves his daughter. They all care for each other. They'll leave the daughter there, but then they'll go back downtown to much more like this place where they have their real job, which is dealing with heroin. They package it up, they sell it, they make money to afford their more richer lifestyle, and their daughter, they go to private school, stuff of that nature. Now, I do think the acting is very good, especially by Drea de Matteo. She's strong. She's like determined. She doesn't back down, but she's not annoying. I didn't find her bitchy. I did like her, and Lilo Brancato Jr. Some people may say like his accent seems a little bit thicker than it should, but it didn't bother me. And he's a guy just trying to do what he's trying to do and doing stuff for his daughter, and he's just doing well, he's doing good, just doing good, just getting the stuff. And they have conversations where she's like, well, this cocksucker can bang your dope, and he to do all this stuff, he's disrespecting you. And they have little disagreements here and there, but for the most part they get along well. They care for their community. They give like presents to some people who don't have them. She finds a way to get the doll at this pawn shop. Ice-T is in the film. He doesn't come into the film until quite a bit late into the movie. It's one of the issues I have with the film. While the film is short, at an hour and 25 minutes, I do not hate the film, because I do think the acting is rather good. By those two, as well as Ice-T. Ice-T can be good, can be capable, as the street smart attitude that works well for those kind of roles. You know, I like Ice-T. Ice-T is cool. But I will admit, it got to a point in the film, I'm sitting there going, where the fuck is the story in this movie? Where's the story? Because for a good chunk of the film, nothing's happening. It's they're watching their daughter at the play. They are trying to deal with Christmas. They're bagging the drugs. There's this group of people playing basketball and someone shoots the ball and okay, back to work. They're having, the wife and husband having little arguments. They're having, like, some of this stuff goes on for so long, I'm sitting there going, is this going to get to the damn point? What is the point here? Like, it takes... I'm trying to remember the actual time. At least halfway through to get the story going. Because what happens is, while she goes gets the doll, the husband's supposed to go somewhere. Ice-T comes up to her while she's in the car. So that piece of shit Dominican fuck you call a husband? He's got a $5 wallet, huh? And she's like, how'd you get that? Well, we got your husband. You don't want anything done bad to him? We want some money. Now, Drea de Matteo is doing a good job. She's not being over the top. You tell that she's scared. You tell that she's worried. But she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's not running through lights and making a scene of herself. She's not playing movie terrified. I mean, granted, people are terrified in different ways, to be fair. But it's just like, she's trying to maintain, but she's trying to find help, but everyone's gone because it's Christmas Eve at that point. Try and get some money. Ice-T's like, that's not good enough. That's only $1,500. That's BS. There's more money to be found. She tries to get more money. She tries to get help from one of her associates. They're like, well, don't you want a gun? And she's like, no. I don't want a gun. What? So that guy can fucking kill me with it? And from time that, like, she'll go back and then Ice-T once in a while chats with her like, you have an education. What are you doing out here? You love that girl. Why don't you have a better life? This point that she gets the money, comes back a second time, needs to buy cigarettes. So, in the middle of ransom, would you go buy cigarettes? Your girl, did she even love her father? Yeah, she loves her father. She probably loves her. She probably loves him more than me. Daddy's little girl. Then pretty much, spoiler alert, gives the money back. I mean, she gives the money. She gets her husband back. It's next morning. They talk a bit about, well, what should we do? Should we continue this? Should we go legitimate? But how are we going to afford this? And we don't want to take our daughter from private school. But the dad's like, well, what do you want to do? I mean, do you want us to go legitimate? We could. And then they don't really give an answer. They have their Christmas. The daughter gets her present. He has some bruises on his side. They kiss a bit. The next morning, you find out that dirty cops have been arrested. One of them was Ice-T. So you know what the whole thing was about. Ice-T and dirty cops wanting to get some money. The two leads go to a party. Some guys tell the husband, hey, come over here. Look in the trunk. Who's that? We got the rat. That probably talked to the cops that helped you get kidnapped. Well, get him out of here. He goes back, he sings, and then some text comes up about how Giuliani, I think Rudy Giuliani became mayor. When did he become mayor? When the hell did he become mayor? 1994? Because I think this takes place... Was it 92? He just became mayor in 90... And yeah, test comes up. I don't know what the point of that is. Like, what's the point of who become mayor? Like, how does that... What does that mean? What is the point of that? And that's the thing with this movie is... What was the point of it? Because it takes so long for the story to actually get going, and then once it does, it's somewhat interesting, but there's not enough of Ice-T talking with her. There's not enough of her contemplating where I ever feel she really, yeah, maybe this was a mistake I got with him. Maybe being this was a mistake. Maybe I do need to change. And then afterward they discuss, well, should we not? And then there's no answer. There's no answer as to what they'll do next. He just goes sings his damn song. And what the fuck does that have to do with who's going to become mayor? What's that got to do with anything? Sorry I missed your point, Abel Ferrara. What was the point? What was the point? That's my problem. What was the point? The way it's shot, it's okay. I mean, nothing that would blow your skirts up. The acting is the best part. I thought Drea de Matteo was really good. I thought her bond with her husband felt like they were a couple. But even then, it wasn't like a lot of like, oh, very fun, witty dialogue and verbal exchanges that made me laugh, or oh, I did a whole lot of development of who they were. Like, you learn a little bit when Ice-T questions her, like how she met her husband and that, but... And if it was Ice-T throughout this night questioning her, or maybe by the end she'll maybe change her ways, there wasn't enough of those scenes. I mean... She only talked to Ice-T it felt like 3 times. The first time where he's warning her, go get the money. The second time, you're a smart girl, why are you with that piece of shit? We'll get us some more money. And then the next time when she has the money, and that's a bit longer, probably when she goes buy cigarettes, that's the most they really get in depth in talking. Like before that, and then... There's a point where Ice-T wants to get in her car and toss to her, and so maybe like 4. But it's not like this is Collateral, which is a much better movie that did that better, where even though this guy was doing horrible things, was a bad guy, Tom Cruise's talk kind of got the fire under Jamie Foxx's ass to finally change his life. But you don't. So it was not nearly enough of that to really showcase that aspect. Because it takes too long for the story to get going, and then by the time it starts going, now it's over. Now it's over, and then the ending might as well have it to be continued. So it's like, so are they going to go legitimate or not? I'm guessing not, because they killed the rat, the guy who talked on them, and I'm assuming, yeah, they'll keep going. So then it's like nothing has changed about their life. Nothing has been... They're in the same spot now as they were at the beginning of the movie. Now you say that's a lot of times that's reality. That does happen a lot with reality, but not all the time. And there are times where things do change, and at times that makes it a bit more of an interesting story because then it makes the audience not feel as if it was a waste of time to view the story that they're viewing. So it's not that I hate the film. I don't hate the film because, like I said, the actors I thought did their jobs fairly well. Like I said, I do like Ice-T. Like I said, he doesn't come in till over halfway through the film. I thought her getting the ransom, there could have been a lot more tension, a lot more suspense. There really wasn't. It's just kind of, she talks to a few people, then she goes home and talks to her grandma, whatever, and makes a few phone calls, gets some money, gets there. I mean, it seems like there's a lot more, like a lot more places, and hoping, baiting, maybe having to sneak into stuff and not get caught, and having to take this money, and this money that's hidden here as a reserve, but they want to make sure no one else. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of opportunities to create some tension, some suspense, to really make you like, man, she really went through the ringer in getting this money. But I felt like she got the money kind of easily. I didn't feel any tension or suspense for getting that money. So it's like, well, what was the point? And that's the thing. It just, I feel like there's a lot more you could have done with that. At least to me. So at the end of the day, he's sitting there going, so what's the point? What was the point? I can see why this film I don't hear anybody talk about. Just not a whole lot happened. Didn't seem like a whole lot happened, at least to me. But again, that's just me. So I know I'm ranting about because I do think it's a missed opportunity. I do think there's some stuff you could have done with this. It's just they didn't. I do think they kind of dropped the ball on it. And you're wondering like all the the sound. I was seeing like how much this got on IMDb. 5.7. So higher than I would give it. People give it 7 out of 10s. There are a couple like 3 out of 10s, 2 out of 10s, 1 out of 10, 3 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s, 4 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 3 out of 10. So it'll go from like 7 and 10s to like 2s and 3s. So there you go. A powerful drama where law enforcement and drug dealers come together with emotional force. The central character is an honest drug dealer, kind to his family, helping the community out, oblivious to the fact that his decent lifestyle conflicts with the fact that drugs do a lot of damage, to put it mildly. But we never see the people that the drugs do damage to. If it was like he saw a friend he knew in school and oh my god, this guy's hooked on drugs and I was a part of it, like maybe that could have helped with that narrative. A nice add-on to Traffic, though even less satisfying as a narrative. Saw it at the Buenos Aires International Film Festival and queuing so long for a ticket, perhaps maybe more inclined to rate it highly as well. Good actors, good director, well acted, well directed, but where's the movie? Did they have a script or just improvised it? At least it's a short length, 80 minutes including credits. Nothing seems to happen in this film, nothing at all. A couple of small-time drug dealers caught in small-time troubles, but you'll never get a clue what's happened, nor even what they're talking about in some sequences. For the people who love Abel Ferrara's films such as The Funeral, Our Christmas is going to be a big disappointment, as it's been for me. What was he thinking? Did he really think this was a good movie? And if he didn't, then why did he make it? Yeah, and then it goes from like 8. After receiving a reality check from Ice-T, Drea must come face with the fact that she has wasted her life and is better than the typical dope slinger. When hubby's release, retribution is in order. Are there any lessons to be learned by all the main characters? Abel Ferrara leaves all the questions open-ended. It makes you think about what happened to everyone. Yeah, it's definitely not as... when you think of Abel Ferrara, you think of, like, violence, like Bad Lieutenant, like Teen of New York. This has none of that. I mean, you see a guy dead, but you didn't see how he died. The only thing you see get shot is a basketball. So, if you're expecting kind of a hyper-kinetic or hyper-violent Abel Ferrara joint, this is not the case. I would say this is definitely one of his most tame movies. Perhaps the tamest movie I've seen him do. I mean, there's harsh language, but that's the only harsh thing about it. I mean, it's definitely no Bad Lieutenant, it's definitely no Teen of New York, and to me, it's definitely no Body Snatchers, so... I mean, I like this more than Driller Killer, because I didn't even like the acting in Driller Killer. Our Christmas had potential, but on its premise, but fails to deliver. Yeah, it's on Tubi. If you're a bit Abel Ferrara fan, you want to watch it, it's on Tubi for free. That's how I watched it. Sorry for the latest, that's why, because Tubi actually said, hey, it's going to be released in November 1st. They actually had a date. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait till then and I'll watch it there, because that'll be the easiest for me to watch it, so there you go. So take that for you will. Thanks for watching, take care, thanks once again, Al, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.